What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're talking trade period. We're wrapping up what has been a very entertaining and very exciting trade period for the Port Adelaide Football Club. We've been involved in about probably every single trade, to be honest. And we've put our fingers in every single pie that's around, and we've got a bit greedy, which is what I like to see. So let's wrap up Port Adelaide's trade period. We'll go through the ins, the outs, what picks have we received, what picks have we traded off, and we'll have a look at a grading for what our trade period has been. I'll give A, B, C, D, or E. So please comment below your grade for Port Adelaide this trade period, and let me know who you are most excited about for the 2018 season from the newest recruits we got. So, Port fans, we obviously got very active this trade period, and here are the ins that we have got player-wise. Tom Rockcliffe we got as a free agent. He came in obviously under the free agency period. Where I'm thinking he got a 4-year deal, around 650k, 700k, somewhere around there. Obviously we don't know contracts, so unfortunately we don't have that information. But around that mark, which will make him one of the higher paid players at the club. Tom Rockcliffe was obviously the first one off the ranks for Port, getting it done in the first week of the free agency period. Stephen Motlop was next. He came along last Friday, choosing between the old mob Adelaide and Port, and he obviously chose Port Adelaide, coming through as a free agent. I think a 3-year deal, 3 or 4 year deal, around 550k per year, which is not overs, probably a fair amount to get a new player to a club. And obviously, the final pick that came up was Jack Watts, traded pick 31 to Melbourne for that, which I think is an absolute steal because he has so much upside. And for people that are reserved in their judgment of him, which I am as well, obviously we don't want to jump too quickly ahead to see exactly what he'll bring, but I think he was pick number 1 for a reason all those years ago. So hopefully some upside with him, and we can get something out of him, and he can help Charlie and all our forwards down there as well. Let's get into the trades. So these exactly what happened, and excuse me for reading off my notepad here, but Jarman Impey traded for pick 33 and 61, went to Hawthorn. Obviously, he went with pick 67 as well. So, a fair deal, I'd say, for that one. Brendan Archery traded for 2018 third-round pick. He went with our 2018 fourth-round pick. So, another fair deal. I would have thought maybe we could have kept Archie. I reckon he would have found a spot in our 22. I know he's inconsistent and stuff like that, but he has so much upside. So, I say good luck to him. He's been fantastic. Aaron Young, he heads off to Gold Coast for next season. We receive a 2018 fourth-round pick. Gold Coast definitely won that trade. Aaron Young is a good player, and I think a fourth-round pick is not worth what he is. So a little bit on the lighter side there. The next one was a surprise trade that only came up a day before the trade period was supposed to end. Logan Austin was traded with our 2018 fourth-round pick that we received from Gold Coast. He went, obviously, to St Kilda for 2018 third-round pick. And as we know, next year's draft is very strong, so going quite deep into the draft with a third-round pick still may get us a superstar. So, good work by Port there. I reckon that's a winner. Matthew Lobe went for pick 95. I was a bit iffy about this one until I found out that his salary will be paid by Carlton, or part of his salary, which definitely frees up space in our cap. So it's a win-win situation, I think, for Port. It's basically like getting another player because we have so much cap space, so we can manoeuvre around and maybe get someone into the listed free agent period. And to end the trade period, Port Adelaide did a few pick swaps. Pick 59, 63, and a 2018 second-round pick came to us from St Kilda. We traded them pick 34 and a 2018 fourth-round pick. Definitely a winner there, especially for that second-round pick for next year, which is crucial because, you know, fair to say that if we finish fairly high up next year, pick 15, 16, 17, 18 might be our first pick. and you go deep into the second round, which is the 28, 29, 30, 30 plus, you're still going to get a decent player, aren't you? So very well done by Jason Cripps and Chris Davies with that one. And then the last trade of the day on the deadline, pick 46 and a 2018 third round pick came to Port from North Melbourne. We traded them a 2018 third round pick times 2. So 2 third round picks from the 2018 draft went to North Melbourne. We received pick 46, which is our highest pick this year for the draft, and obviously a third round. So we sort of swapped third round picks to see, and you'd think North Melbourne finishing lower next year, we'd get obviously one of theirs in that draft order. So if they finish bottom and it's a third round pick, that's going to be pick, well, if you go off free agent, pick 30 something, maybe even pick 40. So that's still pretty good, especially with next year's draft supposedly being pretty good. Yeah, look, those trades are fantastic. Port Adelaide has done a sensational job in their draft period this year. Right off the bat, with getting Rockcliffe, Motlop through free agency, Jack Watts was an absolute steal from Melbourne. We did some good trades with some picks, and obviously getting rid of a few players that wanted to go home or wanted to just go somewhere for opportunities. The biggest one, which I've left out to last because I wanted to leave to last, is Jackson Trengove, the bloke that bleeds Port Adelaide for me personally. I'm very disappointed he's going. He went through free agency, and it's a little sad to see him go. It's good that him and Jarman Impey now can be reunited back in Melbourne. One playing for Hawthorn and one playing for the Western Bulldogs, which is sad to see because they were both fairly loved around the club. And on a final note, just before I move on to the grading, I just want to say a personal thank you to all the Port Adelaide Football Club players that have left us this trade period. Effectively, thank you very much for your services, boys. We really do hope you get the most out of your careers. And we wish you very well for your future at your new clubs. Just don't kick too many goals against us if you're a forward, and let us kick as many goals as possible if you're a backman. Alright, let's move on to the grading of Port Adelaide. Alright, Port fans. This is like a school grade. Depends how you did in your assignment. I'm going to grade Port Adelaide an A+. Fantastic. Pass with flying colours, 100% effort. If you're a uni student, HD, high distinction, which is the biggest grade you can get. Whatever you can say about Port Adelaide, a fantastic trade period. We targeted players that we wanted in areas that we needed to fill. We got Jack Watts, who will fill that second tool in our forward. We got another grunt midfielder in Tom Rockcliffe, who's just a ball magnet. He can help out Sam Powell-Pepper and Ollie Wines. We got that outside runner in Stephen Motlop, who's got some pace. He can be silky around goals as well, and he can run in the midfield. He will help out the likes of Jared Pollock, Chad Wingard, Robbie Gray, who can run in the midfield, take a spell on the bench, or stay forward and kick goals. These are perfect pickups. And I must say, a fantastic effort by Chris Davies and Jason Cripps. Sensational at the trade table this year. And they deserve all the credit because they've been phenomenal in getting deals that will help Port Adelaide and deals that will fill our needs, and that's exactly what they've done. So a sensational effort by those two fantastic blokes. And obviously we lost a couple of keys in Lobie and Austin in that ruck and defensive gap. We still have players to cover in that defensive area. I hope we look at trying to getting our ruckman to probably take that spot Lobie did in the SANFL. Just that second player that is there just in case Ryder goes down. I know we got Billy Frampton in the back in the stocks ready to go, but he just needs some game time without an injury. Just develop nicely so he can take over and get hopefully some AFL time next year. That's it, Port fans. That's the end of the trade period, and that is my grading for Port Adelaide in the 2017 trade period. Well, Port fans, that's another trade period done and dusted. Thank you very much for watching my Port Adelaide trade period wrap up for 2017. It's been a great trade period by Port Adelaide. We've been very active. We have gotten some key players in some key positions that we desperately needed. I want to know what you grade Port Adelaide for this trade period. Give me a grading. Who are you most excited for next year? Hopefully it's going to be a stellar year. It's positive to start with for sure, but we've got to get there. So some hard work over the pre-season, make sure there's no injuries, and we do knuckle down on the key areas that we need to improve on. Goal kicking. So, join us on the Portraits Podcast, 8 PM Wednesday nights on Spreaker. The link is in the description below. We'll discuss this year's trade period. We'll give us our best 22 and we'll have a laugh in between as well. If you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed as yet, please click that button. And if you want to follow me on social media, it's all in the description below. See what I get up to this summer period. I'll tell you right now, it will basically be cricket, soccer, and any sport you can think of, because I'm a sport fanatic, and what can you say? So keep a lookout for then. My name's Anthony. Go the power!